Hello, everybody. So, me and Nicole are back. Today is Friday. Nicole and I have always discussed on things that we care about. And today, one of the things that we care about is decluttering.
It's good
Now,
that you didn't say cluttering.
I was
Sorry.
about to.
Hi there. Sorry to interrupt.
So, to come back to this, to start this topic, I just want to say that some people have emotional baggage. Don't we all? Don't we all have emotional baggage? Some people
No,
have that, and some people
of
have
course.
14 moisturizer which are already expired, sitting in their corner, sitting in their little dressing table, and tangled charger cables. Let's talk about that today. Let's open up this topic, and what better day to do it a Friday, right, Nicole?
I'm happy to be here in case you couldn't see it on my face.
Yes,
But I
of
think it's
course.
very
I
obvious
can see it.
that I'm always happy to be here. So actually yesterday we changed the TV and
Oh,
you made when you mentioned the tangled cables or headsets or old headsets or, actually I realized that yesterday I just okay, so my TV table has drawers.
okay.
It's that type of um,
Yeah,
like
like a normal TV stand,
incorporated,
which
yeah,
has
like
drawers.
so actually okay, I discovered that when I put in the new TV we had two. One, it makes sense because it's from the old TV, okay? The like the cable, the charging cable, or how do you say the plug-in, the main plug-in
Mhm.
charger, plug it to the electricity.
Yeah, the
So it
cord,
makes
yeah.
sense that I found one, the old one, that it had to be removed, but it didn't make sense that I found actually two because I only changed my TV once. And guess
Okay.
what was not in the drawer? It was actually just like behind the TV somehow.
So what did you
So
do
what
with
did
it?
we do? Did we throw them? No.
Did you don't know? Okay.
I opened the drawer under, and what was it in the drawer under? A bag full of. They were not tangled because we usually put them nicely.
Oh,
We wrap them,
oh,
we fold
okay.
them.
Mhm.
But now I'm wondering, was it really necessary that I kept two of them? All
Mm, good question. Very good question. Sometimes we need to ask ourselves. Some of us have maybe 10 scissors in the house.
Oh my
I'm
God.
exaggerating, obviously. 10, who has 10 scissors?
Actually,
But maybe
nobody has
five scissors in
scissors.
the
Be
house
suspicious.
because we
Sorry.
lost one, because we misplaced one, or maybe we are hiding it from our cat so that they don't cut themselves. But also, some of us have a lot of combs, some of us have a lot of things kept in the house, and we think that, one day we're going to use it again. Or the things that we can say, somebody has given it to us, maybe our ex or somebody in the past, and we want to keep it, we want to treasure it, and it has occupied some space in our cupboard, and we are like,
Sentimental
okay,
value.
exactly, how do we use this thing? What do we do with it? How do we clear our space, and how do we make space for a new thing to come, or maybe just to relax our mind more, to completely have more open space. You don't want to look at places in your room and then see there are things here, there are things here, there are things here. You don't want in that. If you're staying in that kind of place, if you're staying in that kind of level of area, you will be like, I need a holiday, I need to come out of this place, I need a vacation, I need to go out of my space. Why don't you make your home your vacation? Why don't you come back every day wanting to come back home without having your clutters around you? So what do you think we should do, Nicole? What do you think?
Mhm.
You can share a little bit on how do we, maybe a little bit, one step at a time, how can we declutter? And what is the thing that we can declutter? Should we go for the big things first, or should we start with the smallest thing? How do we go about this? If you can share a little bit.
Well, just ask Marie Kondo because obviously
Mary
I
Kondo.
just obviously like I'm not the best example in this sense, but now jokes apart, I
Mm-hmm.
think this is, I was listening while listening to you, I realized that this is a more complex topic or subject
Yeah, carry on.
because yes, you have mentioned the value, the emotional, the sentimental value we put on things.
Yeah.
So I think it's a very strong psychological component there.
Exactly. Thanks for
Um,
sharing that,
so
the
I think it's
psychological
more
component.
about emotions rather than just being organized, unorganized, tidy or not tidy.
Yeah. To add
No, no,
into that,
please.
what you just
Yes,
said,
sure.
the emotional part of it, we have this wedding dress. We're not using it, but it's still with us because obviously it has its sentimental value. Do you agree?
Do you still have your wedding dress? Because I
Yes,
do.
of course. I still
Of
have it
course, yeah.
somewhere kept inside my house, and my mom is like, "Okay, whenever you're ready, you can always come to take your wedding dress back because I'm not going to keep it
Oh, so
where I
sweet.
am."
Right. The way she's asking you whenever you're ready.
Yeah. You can take it anytime you want, Jill.
Now that you mentioned your mom and your wedding dress, I cannot not think also like of my mom. Unfortunately, you know very well that my mom passed a few years ago.
Mm,
So, but I'm going a little bit in my background,
okay.
back in my past,
Hmm.
and I remember that my mom really struggled to teach me to be organized
Hmm.
because I can be like a tornado. Like if there is a contest about people, how fast people can untie a place,
Hmm.
tidy, untidy, to mess a place.
To tidy, to mess up thing, to
Yes.
disorganize your place.
I think I will win by
You
far.
will win.
But I remember something my mom was saying, like, okay, she was also not perfectly organized because she had a lot on her plate. Three kids, I had two siblings, and she was a stay-at-home mom, so there is always something to do when you
Yeah,
stay at home,
yeah.
maybe more than when you are at work. So sometimes we were like, let's say maybe my father or my older brother and sister were like um asking her for something, and she was saying like, okay, it's in this drawer next to I don't know.
Okay,
They were like, no, my mom, like I cannot find it. It's there are too many things in there. And she was like, I'm telling you it's there, and you will see that I will find it there because in my own mess, I know where my things are. And guess
okay.
what? I haven't heard that once, and I haven't heard that only from my mom. There are people that indeed, if you tidy up the things that in a way that is not familiar for them,
Hmm.
let's say your mother-in-law comes to you for a vacation and she starts arranging your things,
Hmm.
you will not feel comfortable because you know in your own way, even though it's not maybe perfectly organized and put in.
Yeah, but you know where things are kept.
But you know where things are. This is one thing. Second thing, okay, so that's why I think it's not only black and white. I think it's also like a lot in the gray zone. Um, there are people that are exaggerating with not with accumulating things. I think it has a name. It's called hoarding.
Hoarding. Oh yeah.
The extreme.
Hmm.
The extreme of. But for people, I would say like me, I'm somewhere in between. Like if you ask me personally, I'm somewhere in between, and I have this is my opinion about cluttering, decluttering. But I would say whenever I keep something that might look useless for others,
Hmm.
I always give it like a practical um, usage. I
Do
always use
share.
it. I'm like, oh look, now let's say my son is playing with Play-Doh and he threw away the box or he broke the box. I might be someone who's always have, but also like where your things are. Ah, I have that box that can fit perfectly this, I always have something that I didn't throw that can be used.
Feel
Put
that
a negative label on clutter
clutter. Okay.
unless you know where things are
Okay, that's a good
and
insight.
you can give them a practical use. I mean, this is where where am I now?
Yeah, no, that that's
Um,
that's a good insight. I feel that you need to, I mean, if you already in your mind, it's again a lot about mind. If you in your mind already know, okay, yes, I'm generally not organized, but I know where things are kept. I know that one day I will be using it again. One day in the near future, not one day in the future, like after 5 years or 4 years. But like if you know as a person that okay, this is going to be useful for my son in the next maybe 2 3 days or 1 week or 1 month, it's okay to keep it. But there are things that
it can be years as well, and then you'll end up throwing. I mean, I'm not saying that it's maybe 80% of or 85% of the things I'm putting away. they're being used at some
They are
point.
being used. Okay. Then that way you're like in the line of it. You're good. You're great. There are people like me
Okay, what's your
who
story?
so, well, I grew up in a family, like I grew up with my grandparents, my parents, and my cousins and their family. So it was
So
like
with your
so many of
extended
us.
family, you
Yeah,
grew up
we had
with
an
your extended
extended family.
family?
Yeah. So there was like a lot of us in the house. And
Oh,
obviously, we had to share rooms, we had to share cupboards. So the amount of things that we had to have was limited, like not limited, like just enough for us to store it in that particular cupboard. But since I was small, because of that, like I have to only have this much to keep in this space. Like I used to feel like I'm putting myself, I'm cringing myself. Like I want to have more things. So that feeling to have more things, more things, more things, because when I was younger, I felt like I only have a little bit of things. So that led me to like storing the things that I had, thinking that I'm gonna keep I'm gonna use it, especially electronics. I've had this experience with my electronic. I had an electronic camera I used to use when I was 15. I still have it till date. My mom has told me that get rid of it, but I'm like, no, I'll keep it. For some reason I'll keep it. Whatever I had was like thrown away because I was in a boarding school. I couldn't keep all the things, even my books. I couldn't keep everything. So whatever I had kept, it was like mine. I don't want to let go of it. As I grow older, as I have different priorities, what I started doing was, I remember recently in January when I went back, I saw all these things, even the things kept from an old
when you went
friend.
back to Indonesia, right?
Yes, I went back to Indonesia and I opened up this. I had a diary. This diary has been with me for 15 years. I decided, you know what, that's it. I'm not going to keep things that stores energy and stores take space in my cupboard. So what I did was slowly I tore the pages. I looked at it once. So many things. There were notes from friends. When we had exams, we used to leave notes on each other. Our friends circle, we used to keep notes. Best of luck, all that for your
And
exam. Like I still
did
have
you really
those.
get rid of that?
Yeah, we did that. So I
Oh,
still had
okay.
those types of little notes, and I was like, you know what, enough. Stop storing, like
Oh,
let go of these types of things.
that's brave.
Get it away, let it fly somewhere. So, and then after that, I felt nice. Like I was like, wow, I have more space. Even though it was just a little paper, didn't have so much of weight or so much of space needed. But I was like, you know what, enough. You're at this age, you don't need to keep things from your teenage life or before that.
So we get attached to all things.
Yeah, we do. And I wouldn't say that
Because
I'm
we are
still
living in a material world.
these are the things that I'm also still confused on what do I do with these things. So
Well, that's the thing because we are trying to figure things out for us. I think we both have this desire of maybe going for less
yeah,
things, less material things in our life, and I think that's amazing. So maybe even people that might watch us could look for a solution now. So maybe we can share what we think it works, what we learned that works, how do we actually do that. So maybe not everyone watched Marie Kondo's show. Actually, there is a Marie Kondo because I said it earlier, but
yeah.
we didn't elaborate on that.
Let's
Marie Kondo
talk
is
about that
a
then. Japanese
Japanese woman,
woman.
and she's honestly I don't really remember what's her profession like like her main profession, but she has this show on Netflix. So I think it's called Tidying Up with Marie Kondo.
Tidying up with Marie Kondo.
It's
Yes.
it's a few episodes,
Yeah.
houses,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think there are people like us who have the desire of actually changing something in their lives. So it's really beautiful. I would really recommend this show for whoever wants to embark in this journey.
Journey.
On
What
Netflix.
do you?
If you remember, so she's starting tidying up by categories.
Yeah.
First, she starts with clothes because I think this is the main clutter, and and
Don't
yeah.
worry, I'm with you. Those who have not cleaned their cupboards or declutter, I'm with you. Here, Nicole is telling us about Marie Kondo, so let's listen on.
I mean, just I was just sharing a small part that stood up for me. I really liked. I think this is something that was really stuck with me, and I'm trying some from time to time to to be aware of and to remember. So yes, she would start. She would spend a few days in those families' houses.
Mm,
Of course, she will leave in the evening, but she will give them homework, kind of.
mm,
So she will
mm.
start with clothes, and she will ask those people. She will ask the people to literally put all their clothes from all their wardrobe, on on a
On the
surface
bed,
in bed,
on a
let's say.
surface on the bed. Huh.
Yeah, and literally was she's advising that you take one by one, okay,
Mm.
every item, yeah,
Every
and
item.
look at it.
Mm.
And she's asking, does this spark joy for you?
I
To
like that.
spark a
Spark joy.
joy.
Spark joy.
Spark a joy. She said, if it doesn't spark, let's keep only what sparks a joy. Not what you think you might use, not your personal emotions. No. Is your heart happy, joyful when you
Yeah.
touch that
When you touch
particular
that particular
clothing
thing.
item?
Again,
I
it
think this is
goes to
really
emotion.
something beautiful,
Mm.
because I really believe we should only keep clothes that spark joy. That,
Mm.
when you wear them, you feel good. Yes, it might take days,
I
depends
have a
on how
question.
many.
I have a
Sure.
question. What if the things spark joy to you, but it does not have space in your cupboard? What do you do with them? Like if
I
they
think then you don't. No, I think then the problem is different. It is not the space. The problem is that you didn't define what you didn't understand the concept of joy sparkling, sparking. Because it's
no, it,
impossible that you have so many things. I mean, it's not impossible, but I don't think it's. I don't know. Maybe it's just a personal opinion. I think we shouldn't even have that many that spark joy that we cannot even fit in a.
yeah.
Did you try this after you watched the movie? Did you try?
Actually, yeah. When I came across her little show on Netflix, I was inspired. I
Then let
used
me
to
ask you
put her on.
something.
Tell
Then
me.
I will ask you something now. Approximately tell me how many clothing items you think you might have now in your wardrobe.
Oh, I have a lot. I mean, that was like ages back, but I came back to
Give a
it like
number.
because the thing is I store from the past. I don't necessarily keep buying, but I
Yes, I
like to
understand.
store things from the past. Like
Okay, no, then let me ask you, okay, not how many you have now. How many you had before the show?
okay, good question. I think I let out 5 items at least. It felt good letting out 5 items.
Only five.
Not five.
Only five.
I
And the
tell you,
rest
I just
was
like
joy.
clothes or things that I have. Everything sparked joy at one point of the time.
Nope. Nope. Not
Maybe
what you spark joy at one. Very good. You answered yourself. Not what sparked joy long ago. What sparked joy
currently, okay,
when you're holding
when
it.
you're holding them.
Because maybe it sparked joy, but it doesn't spark joy anymore.
So it's like having a relationship with your clothes, kind of, right? Like, I mean, if you held something in front of you and it sparks joy, it's like, what's your relation with this thing, right? Like, if you don't like it or you like it, do you want to keep it with you? What energy is it giving? Something like that,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. It's not about if you want to keep it. It's not about wanting or not wanting. Because you see, this is exactly the thing. If you put this label, I want or I don't want, that means you completely ignore the spark joy thing. Um, Actually, I think this is the only the only category that I do well about.
Oh,
In
yeah, that's
Yeah,
good that we have this
like I
topic
really have,
today.
and I am really planning to go for less.
Really, like
Yeah,
minimalist style, whatever
yeah.
you're
Honestly,
using
honestly,
only
it
at
feels
that
good
time.
because
What
you
do you
open
do
the
with the
wardrobe,
clothes
you
that,
can see everything.
right?
For me, this is important. I
You
think this
know,
is a good exercise, Anjali. I think this is a good exercise. I think if you are not able to see all your clothing items when you open your wardrobe, that's an indication that is too much.
that is a
I think a
good idea.
fair, I think a fair amount would be like you open and you are able to see them all.
Everything.
That means you don't have excess. I mean, I don't know. I might be right or wrong, but this is what just crossed my mind.
That's really good. Like, that's a really, I think all of you watching this can really take in from what Nicole is saying. If you open your cupboard and you should be able to see everything that you own instead of things hidden behind stuff behind clothes that you're actually wearing, sometimes we outgrow the clothes, sometimes the clothes outgrow us, things like that. Whatever things that do not spark joy, I'm going to take this as a lesson as well, because for me, clothes have emotional connection, so it takes time for me. So
So I
I'm
think this
part
is
of
what's
the
hard to actually break.
learning journey. Say that again.
I think that's actually hard to break this connection between the item and the emotion, right? Mhm.
Yeah. Sometimes they give you some kind of comfort. So I think since we were doing research on this topics, I felt that a lot of people, what they do, well, the people that are masters at decluttering, what they do is they, first of all, they become aware of the things that they have around us. Second of all, they journal, right? They journal the things. Okay, what do I have? So when after you're journaling, you become okay. Yeah, if it's on the paper, then it's real. It's
Write it
easy.
down,
You write it down
make it more
exactly,
visible,
make it more visible.
more
And then
visual.
the third thing is you have someone with you who's ideally somebody who's supporting you or who's going to be very honest with you on the
I
things
like
that
that.
you have in your cupboard or things that you don't want. They will tell you, either your husband or your best friend or your children who can help you and tell you that, what, mommy, or what, girl, this does not look good on you. Better you go with another option. So these types of thing I got from that own research that I was doing, because these types of things are something that you can start with. You know, you don't have to really mind boggle yourself on why you're not like that, why you're not like Marie Kondo, why you're not like this decluttering
Oh,
program person.
yeah. No, we shouldn't compare
Yeah,
ourselves
so
to them.
I feel something, I mean, this is a little bit of steps that you can start with and create a more comfortable place for you, more identifiable. Like, when you look into things, you're like, okay, you can identify this is where these are kept. That is where my clothes are kept. This is where all the glasses, all the cutleries are kept. You don't mix everything. Things do not identify you.
Actually, again, listening to you, there are few thoughts crossing my mind.
Yes,
For
please
that,
share.
okay, I can tell from the way you speak that your battle, your struggle is real, and I can really feel like yes, maybe
You know it.
slowly this is the time for you to.
The thing is,
Okay.
I always think about the whole place. I don't think about one place. I don't only think about, okay, I'm going to clean only this place. I think about the whole place and becomes
No,
overwhelming.
but I think it's something very beautiful to keep the emotional components. I don't know if it makes sense or like, but again, just crossed my mind. I think if you find someone that can love, so okay, so you declutter your house, okay, and I think if you know that those items can go as a charity or a donation or even maybe people you know and they're willing to take things because why not, okay, and if you know that those things will be as loved as they were by you, I
Mm-hmm.
think this can keep a little bit of balance,
Mm-hmm.
like
You're right.
as if you,
That's
let's say you have a
nice.
dog and it's a very unfortunate situation, but let's say you have a dog and you cannot keep it for whatever reason anymore, so no, actually, some people they even I heard stories, and like of course it's a very unfortunate situation, but there are people that have to actually donate, for instance, their pets. Maybe they, for whatever reasons, can be so many reasons for which you have to do that. So, of course, I think the first step is to find someone that
Is willing.
ideally will love your pet
Oh,
as much, or at least or at least that pet is safe, and I think this again, like I think it can balance a little bit your emotional state. It's not like you're dumping them on the street. So I guess the same thing can happen with material things.
yeah. I think
Just
giving out material things is easier than giving out your pets.
if you put it, yeah, it put things in perspective, right? If
Yeah,
you,
it does.
I don't believe in the comparison. I mean, because sometimes we are when we want to make a change, you always think like, oh, some people don't have this or some people don't have that. It doesn't always work, but it does put things in perspective a little bit. So I guess we can do the same maybe with material things. Before you even start deciding what are the things that you want to remove from your house, maybe
Mm-hmm.
find someone who can benefit from your. Okay, actually, Anjali, do you realize that actually when I moved from Dubai, me and Anjali still lives in Dubai. I used to live in Dubai. Now I'm back in my country. So that's why we're making this podcast online. But actually, I had to empty my apartment in Dubai.
Oh
So if
yeah.
you think about it, I think this is what we actually did together. I could have thrown because I didn't want to make cargo. I didn't want to get the things back with
Away.
me here because I have my house here, so I didn't need a lot of the things that I had there. So the easier the easier way would have been easy, but in the same time, really was not going to be easy for me actually from an emotional
Did you
point of
felt easy, by the way? Did you? I didn't ask you this. Leaving Dubai and leaving a lot of your things here, things that you can use. Do you
actually
feel?
this is the reality. What made me feel better was not throwing them because I could have simply collected a lot of things, put them in huge garbage bags, and throw them in the garbage.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, what made me feel happy was like, yes, it was a lengthy process.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, we didn't have to hand over the apartment in a short notice. It was not easy. I mean, it made it easier the fact that a lot of things have gone to other people or to charity boxes or so I think it's important. I think actually this is important because you kind of transfer this emotional aspect. You don't just wipe it out because you feel what you feel. As you said, maybe value for money, and this is a valid point because okay, it's we work for the income, we work for our money, so we have to respect it. So in a way of form of respecting yourself because you invested time in a work that paid you, and then you ended up purchasing things that go to garbage. So
So you felt
makes
like
sense that, and then the fact that I know other people could benefit or enjoy the things, yes, definitely made
okay. So
it
so that made you
easier.
feel better. Okay. So thank you for the
I mean, I
blender.
don't know if this is the right thing. Some experts, because there are experts on this matter, they might tell you, no, you just have to put it. Or I heard another interesting opinion. Somebody was mentioning many years ago um, that you can take boxes and excuse me, empty boxes and put things, let's say again, clothes, put them in that box. And if you haven't used them or need them in the next 6 months, in 6 months, just throw them.
Oh.
I would say don't even open the box because it's very
Oh.
obvious that half year you haven't used them. That means they were not so important as you thought,
You
right?
see, for me, your advice is easier said than done. Although I do not fall back on the energy aspect of decluttering myself. I'm talking about like my physical self and uh, things like emotions, things like forgiving. I do keep some time for decluttering my mental, decluttering my emotional. you know I do have this thing that cleaning yourself is something that I prioritize. Not so much my physical things, but like things that I keep clearing up through being a because I'm a yoga instructor, and I have to clean my inner self, because when you are a yoga instructor you have to share your energy with somebody else, and if your
Hmm.
energy is like a little bit dirty, like dirty, as in like
Oh, I like that.
uncleansed,
Like cluttered
cluttered. Why?
and busy and
Yeah,
crowded. You don't want to
crowded, busy, not insightful. You're not holding energy for others. You have to hold energy for others, and
make
that's
space.
yeah, you have to make space. So that's why I do this thing where I need to get my sunlight in the morning. I go for my grounding. I do a bit of meditation.
I
I
like that.
do peacefulness meditation. So these are the forms that I do to clear, to declutter. Laughing is
Like
also
that.
something that I like doing. I listen to some jokes, and because laughing is also like uh, flowing
Laugh.
energy.
Yes.
Laughter, yeah. The air flow in the body. This is what we do
Oh,
in yoga pranayam, where we breathe in a certain technique, many techniques,
so
and this,
air can reach
yeah,
deeper
because the
parts
human
by
body,
your body,
yeah,
right?
the human body, Nicole, we are not just consist of physical blood, nerves, ribs. We are not just consist of bones. We are not consist of all those. We are also consist of energy, the chakras in the body, which we believe has plays a very big part, big role in your life, in your daily, how you think, your physical, your psychological way. So these are the types of things I do. I prioritize these types of things beginning compared to
So maybe
cleaning
that's
the
why it
house.
triggered also okay, so maybe it's a mismatch. Okay, so maybe you're okay, it makes sense because it comes from inside. You're already working on this psychological side
Yeah,
of
mental.
declutter in general.
Yes.
So I think it makes sense that now, okay, your attention will move outside as well, like outside in your surrounding, in your
Yeah.
house.
I mean, I am aware of the things around me, but I
That's the
don't
first step.
necessarily declutter them. But my main primary thing is the body, the soul, the body, and how when I share space with others, when I do teach them, when you meet people, when you talk to them, there is an energy being shared. So that
Yeah.
is the type of thing that I concentrate on. How do I uh,
Yes,
hold
yes,
energy
it
for
makes
others?
sense. So that's why I believe that now I think you want to complete
Yeah, yeah,
this. So you're like, how come I'm managing, I'm trying to manage my emotions, my
mhm,
energy, my everything, but when I open my wardrobe, I'm like, I'm not happy. How
yeah.
about this energy? What can I do about this energy? So I like that. I think it's because yes, I think they go together. Like you cannot have clutter in your house and
For now, they are not going
space in your
together.
mind, right? Like
Yeah.
I think they both have to be empty. No
I'm
empty minds.
so thankfully we are having this podcast to discuss this. As you can see, I'm not somebody that I can let go of things easily, especially if they have a sentimental value.
No, me
But
too. Me too. I'm just
yeah,
trying, and we're
but I think for comparably between you and I feel that I'm more like I remember asking you to help me clear up, help me out with my some of my clothes. Like, okay, is this good? Should I keep this? Should I not? Like you were very helpful in that. But still, it's I told you it's not even 25% of what I have that you help me with. So there's still a lot.
so where. Tell me the secret. Where were they hiding?
In a
I
suitcase.
said, where?
In a suitcase in my cupboard. I have
Oh,
two other suitcases.
because Anjali opened. Oh, Nicole, I'm very happy that you're here. This is my wardrobe.
A little bit part of my wardrobe that I'm letting you see. The rest is
So those
hidden.
suitcases were hiding
Yeah.
something. Now I know your secret.
No, I think sharing space with a partner also, you need to share space. You don't need to hog all the space and keep them only like 30% of the space and you hold 70%. I think this is something that I'm trying to learn. Also the
A
fact that
beautiful step. I
organizing
like that.
things, the fact that how do you organize things, yes, you okay, fine, even if you have a little bit of things, how do you organize them? That is also something that we can deep
I
dive
think
into.
I definitely think it's a deep connections between the emotional value we put on things and And the space and the everything, um, it's definitely a connection. Like, see, I'm someone who can. I have a son that, okay, he's not a toddler anymore because I wanted to say I have a toddler. Okay, he's a little bit past the toddlerhood age,
Okay.
but of course, toys are everywhere. Okay,
Mm.
so I think my eyes are a little bit used to mess because toys for an adult, colors, everyone know they it's interpreted as mess. So I think I can deal with that, but it's true. When I'm down, or maybe I have a day that I'm not so, we all have good days and better days, or bad days. Okay. Yes, I think this is where I feel this need of seeing things tidy, because I think, what I believe, that actually, okay, if your mind is cluttered, okay, it's crowded, but the environment is tidy, then it helps a little bit, because maybe it helps like balance your nervous, system. And then I think the other way, if your mind is tidy, okay, and the house is messy, it's taking from the energy, so it influences, in other
Both.
words, I keep saying, like, the connection between them.
That's amazing how you just put it. It's like high energy, like you know how energy flows from high to low.
Mm.
You know, like how you just mentioned that if your inner is tidy and your outside is not, or if your inside is not and your outside is, the energy flows, the high energy flows to the, so you become more relaxed. If your mind is cluttered, you become more relaxed by seeing less things around you, more organized things around you. Or if your mind is relaxed and your place is cluttered, you can also generalize or pour that some kind of energy down towards your space and give it more love, and maybe just clear up little bit, start by little clearing up your space
Yes,
to
I
make
like how you
yourself feel
summarize. I
better.
like how you put it.
Yeah,
Yes.
very profound. I think today our topic is, I would like to continue with this topic if possible, maybe come back to check on ourselves on how we are doing on this decluttering
Yes, we
process.
can we can have a continuation of this, maybe more inside, maybe more. Yes, yes. Let's make a top of three things, three items. Ideally, not our kids or husbands or parents. Or sorry, just joking.
I really don't know.
Material things,
Yeah,
everyone.
material. Obviously, we can't shove people away from our house, right?
We're
Let's
joking.
go with material things.
Okay, so three items, but really, like, really do it, like, put your mind to it. Three items that's the hardest for you to get rid of. It can go in the garbage, or you can donate. Fine.
Three items only. That's
No, no,
okay.
no. Three items. No, make okay, three items. So you make a top. First place is the hardest. Second place is so, and third it's like the easiest to get rid of. And
Okay.
choose the you say it.
The what? The hardest or the
The
medium?
hardest.
The
Choose the
hardest to
hardest.
let go.
Let's go.
Okay.
That
It's a little bit challenging. Let's make it more simpler. Two items.
okay.
Okay.
Baby steps.
Baby steps. Anyway, I would really love to hear from our audience as well on
Yes, and if
how
you learn
they,
something new until then, we will be very happy to share.
yeah,
Maybe watch experts, maybe observe, be more observant of how people do things, how.
yeah,
So
yeah, it'll
if
be
we can
nice to
share more
have.
insight with you,
Yeah.
we'll gladly
And
do that.
at the same time, we would like to hear from you if you have anything to help with me, for me, how to
No,
declutter even better.
me too.
Oh, you too.
Shall I
Okay.
turn my
For both
camera?
of us, Nicole and I,
Shall I turn my
how
camera?
Say that again.
No. I said, shall I turn my camera? No.
You know, let's keep it to yourself for now. Okay, so let us know how do you feel, and if yes,
Maybe
let's
do
do
this
one thing.
practice with us of letting go one
Yeah,
item.
yeah, probably we can let
Find
go
it
of one item and see
cool.
how you feel afterwards. Right, Nicole? Maybe this will help us a little bit in our emotional journey as well. You never know. Okay, so
On that
for now,
note,
let's close this topic and close our podcast for the day. And let's remember each other when we're decluttering. And hopefully, you can drop a comment for us, Nicole or I, or maybe one day you can join us in our podcast. So,
all
thank you
right.
very much, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. So, Nicole, you also have a wonderful weekend and
Thank
hope to
you.
see you again next Friday on a
Wishing you the
different
same.
wonderful topic.
Okay.
Okay,
Bye bye.
bye.